You're listening to the Victor Morrow Show, and here's your host, Victor Morrow.
All right, welcome to the Goodfellas Report. I'm your host, Victor Morrow, Victor Knight Morrow, and my co-host here, Sean Mitchell. We're in the beginning stages of the show, so we did have a week where we missed the episode here, and so anyway, got some things to cover today. I wanted to get over talk about the forget this guy's name. Maybe I can look him up right quick. Anyway, I wanted to talk about this guy. I think his name is Chris Kidd. This guy that dissed Tupac, he made a song basically saying that Tupac wasn't real. And it's right on time because Tupac's birthday, would be his birthday, June 16th, is right here. So, first of all, this kid is a young buck. I think he's from New York. I think he's from Brooklyn. But anyway, he made lyrics saying that Tupac wasn't the realest. And he also said Tupac was fake. He said that Tupac didn't start acting like he was tough until he saw the movie. He did the movie Juice, and once he played Bishop, he said that that's when Tupac decided he wanted to act tough. And I just want to say, like, not condoning the thug life image or whatever, but this is what happens. This is a generational thing. This is what happens when kids that grew up in the he probably is a new millennium kid, I think, and he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything. He don't know no better. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. But anybody that knows or has listened to anybody, talk about Tupac, and even before he had a record deal, they'll tell you that his background with his mother being a Black Panther and his aunt being broken out of prison and taken to Cuba, and also Tupac was getting into stuff before he even had a record deal. And the whole acting tough thing, Tupac said out of his own mouth, that was a self-defense situation. He was doing that out of self-defense because he realized he had wolves around him. You know what I mean? He was just protecting himself. So this kid wants to glorify the gangster image and the gangster life, and he didn't get the point and the message that Tupac was really kicking. It wasn't his message wasn't violence. That wasn't really the message. Really, his message was defend yourself if necessary. But the dumb kid, and I'm again, I don't want to clown him because he's just a kid. He don't know no better, and he's probably just somebody that's looking to get YouTube fame, YouTube hype, or something like that, or SoundCloud hype. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Not only was Tupac the realest, but Pac had the government on him. He literally had the FBI. Everybody was on him. It was really him against the world. To say that he wasn't real, you're out of your damn mind. You were out of your damn mind. You couldn't get no realer than Tupac. And this kid just sounds like somebody who's really misinformed. I don't know if you had any memories of Tupac, or you know what I'm saying. Did you know of Tupac? You know what I'm saying? Did you ever listen to his music or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I'm very familiar with Tupac. I remember him obviously from the Juice movie, Poetic Justice with Janet Jackson. The music that he did. Yeah, I'm familiar with Tupac. Yeah, the beef that he had with Biggie, all the the diss records and all that. It was unfortunate. Yeah, I remember everything about Tupac when he died and all that. Yeah, I'm very familiar with Tupac.
Now, I don't know. Do you agree with me in what I'm saying? Is that you know, I don't feel like Tupac was really glorifying the gangster image. I think that he was more in self-defense because he got shot, and that's what people keep forgetting. Like, when you get shot, that changes your whole perspective. If you feel like people are out to get you, like, I think this guy got it twisted. He thinks that Tupac was doing the whole gangster thing as like some kind of like glorification, whereas Tupac was really saying, I gotta protect myself because people are out to get me. You know what I mean? And that was the difference. You know what I'm saying? And it's just one of them things where I think that as time go on, people are gonna tell stories differently. It's just like, you know, we'll tell a story of Harriet Tubman different now than probably the way things really happened when she was alive. You know what I mean? So, you know, in his mind, he's telling the story of Tupac's life the way that he sees it. But this guy, I believe his name is Chris Kidd. I want to say his name is Chris Kidd. He was getting slaughtered by YouTube. People, you know, the commentary, people were just telling him how stupid he was, and I just, somebody really should have pulled him to the side and said, look, young blood, bruh, you don't really know what you're talking about. And it was very ill-advised to disrespect Tupac Shakur. Like, seriously, you want to disrespect Tupac? You're not going to disrespect Biggie, who had a clothing line called 666. Did you ever hear about that?
Oh, no.
Yes, Biggie Smalls had a clothing line, 666, that he was coming out with. I've spoken this before. Junior Mafia, he considered each set a 6, and there was 3 sets, and he called it 666. And he was going to come out with a clothing line, according to those that are reporting this. Okay. They have said in certain on certain platforms that he was gonna come out with a clothing line called 666. So that tells you who he's riding with. Ain't no way in hell I'm wearing anything with a 666 on it. But again, nobody's criticizing him. Nobody's getting on him. Everybody's getting, you know, a lot of these rappers nowadays. Like, I noticed Kanye West talk trash about Tupac when Kanye don't even write his own music. So how is he gonna say that Tupac's not that great of a rapper? Who's the other one? Who's the other dummy? Lil Wayne, some years back, said that Tupac wasn't that great of a rapper. And Lil Wayne doesn't even write his own music. Lil Wayne has been caught. Gilly the Kid wrote the Carter 1 and half of Carter 2. Anybody that goes back and listen to it, you can tell. I just don't understand all of the Tupac hatred, but it's just amazing. Tupac said something in a verse. He said that a lot of people talk a lot of S about me, but that's only when I'm gone, because they fear me in a physical form. And that is so true, because since he's been dead, a lot of people are talking so much trash. And it's just amazing to me that nobody had nothing to say when he was alive. When he was alive, people were saying, oh, why is he bullying everyone? Now he's dead, everyone's got something to say. I don't know.
It's like, you know, they should just let him rest in peace. And he's been gone for 20 years now. This is the 20th anniversary of him, you know, passing. It was September 96.
Yeah, 96.
Like, that's 20 years since he's been gone. So it's like, why even get into this? Why even bring this up? Why this young rapper bringing his name up? I mean, he's been gone for so long time. He wasn't even, I don't know how old he is. I don't know that much.
He's a young kid. I was looking at it on YouTube, and it's my fault, y'all, because I I was so busy with work that I didn't. I wanted to bring a clip on of the guy actually talking, which I probably would have had to take it down because maybe I would have got flagged. I don't know, but yeah, he's a young guy. Yeah. There was a lot of positives that Tupac was rapping about, and the kid never brought that up. You never hear him talking about "Dear Mama, keep your head up," none of that. He was talking about like the gangster stuff when Tupac admitted out of his own mouth that wasn't really what he was going for. Like, in other words, like what the dude didn't understand was that Pac wasn't actually looking to be gangster. He actually went in that direction because that's what happened to him. He got shot. And then he was like, well, I need to surround myself. I mean, you got to remember, Tupac he was only 25 when he died. And when you're young, you're not thinking clearly, you know? And and this kid, he's younger than, I believe he looked like he's younger than 25. So, he doesn't know anything. You know, he was in diapers, when Tupac was alive. So, I don't know. Do you have any more commentary on that?
About Tupac?
Yeah, about that situation.
Yeah, I mean, it's so about, the guy, the rapper that's talking about should just respect what he did. Just look up his history and understand that what he brought to the game. And, yes, some of it was negative, some be positive, but, I mean, you can't dismiss what he did.
Right.
And, I think it's just not, it's all about respecting those who came before, basically it.
And that's what's missing from the game right now anyway. Is that yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, my point about Tupac, like I said, is about tradition and understanding that, what Tupac did is what happened. He could, dispute it all he want, but, I mean, it is what it is. He made an impact at such a young age. The only thing that was messed up, is the beef. They have a Biggie and East Coast and West Coast stuff, and I don't know if they were doing it just to sell records or to just fictionalize what was going on, but something happened that led to him getting killed. And then the next year, Biggie get killed.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. He just came up in a time where things just got a little turbulent in hip hop. Those guys are big figures in hip hop. To see them die a year apart from each other, it's just kind of left a void in the hip hop game for a while when they died, because they was dominating everything. You had Nas, you had Jay-Z, you had other rappers doing it, but Tupac and Biggie, they were neck and neck. They were the best MCs, top 1 2 right there. And to see them die, Biggie get killed in '97, and then he gets, Tupac before him, he got killed. He got killed in '96. So it's they've been going 1 year apart from each other. So it's the guy just have to respect the legacy of what he did, and that's that. I mean, I don't know why he's trying to dispute that he wasn't this, he wasn't that. I mean, if he was real with what he was saying and what he brought, I think that's what he brought to the table was his passion, what he spoke about.
Yeah.
He might not have been the greatest lyricist, but he had passion for what he said.
And
he had made some great music.
Yeah.
Some things that were Cautionary Tales and Britain's Got a Baby or Keep Your Head Up. He made some songs that were positive, that uplift. So he did his part. He mixed it up a little bit.
Let me piggyback on what you just said about the greatest lyricist. I want people to get this through their head. Pac was a lyricist. The problem that what people don't understand is that Pac was more than just a rapper. Biggie was just a rapper. Okay? Pac was brought up a certain kind of way. He felt like he had a certain responsibility. He could have went down that path of lyricism, just being lyrical. But he chose the direct approach, which people don't understand. He chose that path. He chose, in other words, what I'm saying is, instead of saying all this little slick stuff and, making you go, ooh, he said something slick. He chose to say what he had to say direct. It's called a direct approach. It's like when you talk trash about someone, you can say it in a way where people have to catch on to who you're talking about, or you can look the person right in the face and tell them, I'm talking to you. And that was the path that Pac chose. It didn't mean he couldn't be more lyrical. All right? Because a lot of people have this thing twisted. Okay? Because Biggie, as a matter of fact, stole from Pac. How do I know? If you go back and listen to that song Party and BS by Biggie, and then you go and you listen to, matter of fact, all that Me Against the World stuff, Pac was already on that. Then Biggie jumped on that Ready to Die thing. You know what I mean? I'm ready to die.
Yeah.
Okay, but he did that. He did that after Pac. You see what I'm saying? Pac was out in the game way longer before Biggie. I'm talking about on the mainstream. Okay. Yeah. Pac said he had to rewrite Me Against the World because the original album for Me Against the World, because Biggie pretty much stole it and put it in Ready to Die. Like that's those are the words of Pac. Of course, he was beefing. So, but anyway, getting into that, I just wanted to make sure I just address that point, that people get it twisted. Pac was a poet. If he really wanted to, he really could have spit some lyrical stuff. He just chose that direct approach because he wanted people to feel him.
Yeah.
That's why he always said, "Feel me. Can you feel me?"
Yeah.
And people missed it. A lot of people missed it. They missed the fact that he purposely did that. Some people actually are stupid enough to believe that Pac couldn't spit that New York lyrical hip hop stuff. They're dumb enough to believe that. When the dude was from New York. He was from New York. He grew up on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And if you think that he's a West Coast guy, but I think he was born in New York. I think he was in Brooklyn, New York.
In Brooklyn, exactly.
Yeah.
And he hung around. He hung around your peoples, naughty by nature. I say your peoples because they're in Jersey.
Yeah, Tretch. He was close friends with Tretch. Of course, he was in the Uptown Anthem video, I think.
Yeah.
That they made off the Juice soundtrack. And Juice and Tupac was close with Tretch. Naughty by nature. Yeah, they were very close.
And I don't know if you know this, but a little bit, New Jersey fact is that, the Outlaws was from New Jersey.
Yeah, I think you told me that in January. You told me that, yeah.
So even while he was talking about the West Coast, he still had New Jersey guys around him.
Yeah.
So that's what people didn't understand about him, was that it was a strategy that he had. He could have done that stuff that Biggie was doing. He just chose not to. So, for people, what do you think about, okay, you wrote the book. What was the book? The Top 50?
I wrote a book, The Top 50 Underrated Rappers.
Okay, since and go ahead and plug that. Tell people where they can find that book at.
Yeah, you can find it on Amazon.com. Just type in Rashad Mitchell. And also, you go to my Facebook page, Rashad Mitchell's Books. Facebook, Rashad Mitchell's Books. You can find that book. Yeah, I did an underrated rapper top 50 list a year ago, and again, those who are going to be listening to this show, they can find it on Rashad Mitchell's Books. There's a website. You click on that, it takes you to the website on Amazon.com.
Yeah, and also on the Goodfellas Report, on GoodfellasReport.com, we also have Rashad's bio, and he's going to be featured in some more things we got coming up. Got some ideas. Oh, for y'all that was 2 years ago, I promised everybody I was coming out with this book called Black America Unmasked. And it just reminded me, speaking of books. And I wrote it, but I haven't published it. I'm sorry. Some people been getting at me, emailing me. We're gonna I may be getting with Rashad on that. We may do something on that very soon. I'm thinking about doing an audio version and a written version of the book. So that may be coming soon. But anyway, what do you think about people like Kanye West? And I don't mean to make this into a Tupac episode, but his birthday is coming up. So I kind of feel like it's kind of right to talk about him. What do you think about people like Kanye West and Lil Wayne saying Tupac wasn't that great of a rapper?
I think it's just blasphemy because Tupac, represented a lot. I mean, he carried the game and took it to another level. I mean, basically when he, joined forces with Death Row and how powerful a clique they were,
right,
with Snoop and Dre and stuff like that. I mean, how can Kanye feel that way? I mean, again, Tupac was not considered the greatest lyricist.
Right.
I think people know he's one of the greatest rappers.
Right.
But I don't think he gets a lot of credit for lyricism.
Right.
So he had deals with it, just that it gets ignored for every reason, maybe because of the passion, that he spoke, his lyrics, stuff like that. But for Kanye to feel that way is not totally disrespectful to me. I think what he did for the game at such a young age, joining forces with Death Row, and again, coming from the East Coast and joining, again, Death Row was the clique. They were West Coast hip hop was just dominant at the time. So it was like, I think it's out of line. I don't know why Kanye will feel that way. And
then Kanye don't even write his own lyrics. See, that's what I'm saying. He has people from he had that one dude from the Clips writing his lyrics, and Lil Wayne had Gilly the Kid writing his lyrics. Some people whispered that I heard Nicki Minaj mention, I think she may have wrote something for Wayne once. So I don't understand how these dudes could talk about Pac and they don't even write their own music. I don't get that. Like, when did the game get like this? I'm sorry. I just, it just makes me upset because, I used to write, and it just, I get more into spoken word and poetry and stuff like that because the game is so whack right now, and there's so many whack rappers, people making stupid songs that I just don't even want to, sometimes I don't even want to be affiliated. You can't even rap with passion no more. They want everything got to be swag. You know what I mean? But I just, man, I don't see how someone that doesn't write their lyrics can comment and say that this guy isn't that great. like Kanye, when have you ever made an All Eyes on Me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you don't even realize how far from Tupac's level these guys are until you actually think about it. Like, okay, Carter, All Eyes on Me. Anything Kanye's ever done, and then compared to All Eyes on Me or Me Against the World, it ain't even touching it. So so that's my thing. We're gonna go ahead and segue. We went 25 minutes on that. We're gonna go ahead and segue. You had some other news to bring into it.
Well, yeah. First and foremost, I found an article about rapper Common. He wants to bring peace and hope to Chicago through a new initiative. And he says that it's important that the community, we take our own destiny in our hands and start figuring out programs and things that we can do. So he's trying to be the movement of trying to get something done. First and foremost, he partnered up with the National Park Service and the National Park Foundation for the second installment of the organization's Park Exchange event series, which took place in Chicago's West Washington Park on June 11th. The celebration of the National Park Service's 100th anniversary aims to highlight the diversity of America's park experiences. It consists of 3 events which kicked off in May in Austin, Texas, and were concluded in August in New York. Common, who served as the event's host and honorary Grand Marshal, said to Upstate Post prior to the Saturday event that despite Chicago's ongoing issues surrounding gun violence, that he wants to encourage more residents to visit some of the country's national monuments. So he wants to help eradicate the city's rampant gun violence. He credits his involvement with the Park Exchange program and very own Common Ground Foundation as a helpful element to aid in cleaning up Chicago and inspiring the youth to stay off the streets.
Okay, hold on a second. All right, so he's got a park. He's teaming up with the park to try to, what are they going to be doing?
No, he's partnering up with the National Park Service and the National Park Foundation for the second installment of the organization's Park Exchange.
But what is the gist of it?
What they're trying to do? Yeah. What it is to make people. He wants to encourage the residents to visit the country's national monuments.
Okay.
So, and also he wants to use helpful elements to aid in cleaning up Chicago through his foundation that he has on his own, Common Ground Foundation, along with the Park Exchange program. That's going to try to eradicate the city's, gun violence that's going on.
All right, but
stay on the streets.
See, Chicago is one of those places. Chicago is out of control, and Chicago is an embarrassment. I did a podcast last year? Maybe last year. And I just went off about Chicago and that whole Chirac thing. That's silly, man. It's 2016. And gun violence in our community is just stupid. let me tell you something. I hate gangs. I hate you little stupid gangsters. I hate all this gang banging and all this. Listen, you dudes are not gangsters. I don't care what color you wearing, how many dudes you shot, you ain't gangster. The real gangsters is sitting in the White House. The real gangsters is on Capitol Hill. The real gangsters come in your house and take everything you got. Okay? In suits. Okay? The real gangsters are lawyers. You dudes ain't gangsters. I just get so sick and tired of our people running their mouth, flapping their gums, talking about they gonna do this and they gonna do that, and I'll shoot a nigga quick, and I'll do this, and the nigga run up on me, I'll shoot the nigga, da-da-da-da. Well, you don't never shoot a George Zimmerman. What do you think about that? How is George Zimmerman alive, but yet these dudes shoot each other every day?
That's crazy.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing to me. How is David Duke alive, but yet another black person can't walk in your neighborhood? I just think there's some real punks. These gangbangers, especially like in places like that, Chicago. And I keep asking them, what do you dudes clicked up for? What is the gangs in L.A., Chicago, now in New York? And listen, let me. Oh my God, let me talk about New York. I've lost so much respect for New York. I remember back in the day when New York did not even get down with the blood and Crip thing. See, a lot of people. Right, that was. Say it again.
That was like in the West Coast, L.A. No, they was into all that blood and Crip stuff.
Exactly. That was a West Coast thing, okay? That was a Chicago thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. The last time I went to New York, I was so disappointed. New York did not feel like New York to me. Like, you really gotta watch your colors in New York. That is sad. That is sad because I thought New York was supposed to be the trendsetter. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be the best city in the world and the Big Apple, and you can make it there, you can make it anywhere, and all this other stuff.
Home of the Yankees, the home of hip hop.
Yes, Bronx. Started hip hop, the Bronx.
Right. So why is it that you can't walk through the Bronx with blue on? They was looking. I went up there. This was the Yankees had won the World Series, so this was 2009, right? Actually, it was 2010. Like, I went there New Year's Day. And I had on blue. And they was looking at me like, I'm gonna kill you, son. Like that's how they was looking at me. I'm like, yo, I'm in the Bronx. The Yankees wear blue. You know? And that's when I realized New York changed. And I was so disappointed. I saw all these dudes. Everywhere I went, I saw people wearing red bandanas. I was like, oh my God. It made me sick to my stomach. It made me sick to my stomach. So, back on what you were saying about what Common's trying to do. I commend anybody for, trying to help. But, man, these little youngsters are just plain. I don't know what's wrong with them, man. They've lost their doggone mind. There's too much gang violence and all of the black communities now because it's spreading. It's spreading all over the place. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, man. In this time, to still be going through this, man. When you got Freddie Grays and stuff like that. Oh, speaking of Freddie Gray, they did you know that they came out? Oh man, I'm glad I brought this up. Did you know that the prosecutors against the cops that were responsible for Freddie Gray's death, they said that the police have this thing that they do. When they put a suspect in the van, they don't buckle them up, and they drive real fast and make real sharp turns. They call it a rough ride, and that's what they said they did to Freddie Gray. Have you ever heard of that?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. So they leave the suspect or the person the detainee, rumbling and bumbling all over the place in the back of the van. And that's what allegedly they did to Freddie Gray. But yet, these gangsters can't go deal with them. See what I'm talking about? Yeah. I don't understand. If you so hard, you so tough, you so gangster, you so bout it, Why is the KKK still marching in D.C.? As much shooting as they do in D.C., why don't you dudes go do something about that? Now you're going to say, well, you're advocating violence. I'm not. I'm just saying, if you're going to do something, do something. I'm saying, you would think that they would have their priorities, but they don't. They just want to shoot another innocent black man. Did you have any more news, bro?
Oh, more article? Another article?
Yeah.
I found another one about, believe it or not, even though it's 2016, we're still dealing with segregation in schools.
What?
Bronx teens, yeah, segregation.
Wait a minute, segregation's in school? Where is that at?
New York.
New York?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, there's a group of Bronx teens are trying to transform New York City's segregated schools.
So, speak up a little bit. Speak up a little bit.
A group of Bronx teens are trying to transform New York City's segregated schools. And then what it is, they're saying that this is the power of school integration. It has the power to open minds, open doors for so many people. So these teenagers are trying to do something to transform the school system in New York, even though it's segregated. Because you have a mostly white high school in Brooklyn called the Bronx Academy of Letters. You have a student, high school student who's a junior, who is black, attends a school where most of the students are black or Latino. And her day in Brooklyn was part of an exchange program designed to help students connect with teenagers from other backgrounds. The point is that we already attend a really good school, so do the other kids. But she was explaining that that we also attend very different schools. We attend them separately, and unfortunately, that means there are resources that just aren't fairly allocated between us. There are opportunities that are not fairly distributed between us. And there's something fundamentally wrong with that. So Shania, she's a student that is involved in the Integrate NYC for Me, a Bronx Academy of Letters elective course that teaches students about the impact of school segregation and helps them advocate for more integrated, equitable warrants. Second language teacher, English and second language teacher at the Bronx School, Sarah was Coley. Her name is Sarah anyway, but she co-founded the Integrate New York City for Me during the 2014-15 academic year. After hearing that some students were concerned about resource allocation, Sarah, she's already interested in these issues and was struck by a study in 2014 from UCLA Civil Rights Project that found New York City schools to be some of the most segregated in the nation. 85% of black students in the city attend schools where less than 10% of students are white, according to the report. The group originally involved Sarah and 6 other students, and this year it became a class with about 23 kids. So basically, they just trying to do something about this, try to integrate, the schools because, believe it or not, there's segregation in schools, even in 2016.
Well, that's again I want to say something, but I can't. That's something that's always going to be even if you try not to, it's just naturally going to happen. It's even going to happen in neighborhoods and different things like that. I watch how I say that, but anyway, but yeah, that's man, there's
Yeah, I mean, it's true that it's still, segregation, in New York City schools because, white students, they are isolated from the city's black and brown children. And that's bad news for students of color because the minority schools tend to have less experienced teachers and don't have much access to elective courses classes. So what the students of the Integrate New York City, for me, they trying to like rectify that somehow, some way, try to stop it. Try to make something, create some diversity, try to do something about the situation.
Well, like I said, you know what happens when you do have that segregation. You know who's gonna get the worst of everything.
Yeah, it's always been like that, because you think about segregation, obviously you think about the 60s and the 50s and before that, but even in the 70s you had, segregation in schools like in Boston, South Boston, where the black students had to go integrate the South Boston High School. They was met with a lot of racism, people throwing stuff at the buses and stuff like that in 1974, rather, because Roxbury was the black part of Boston, and then but South Boston, that's where all the racism was from. When blacks they integrate school busing, and but most importantly, just tried to segregate the South Boston High School. There was a lot of fights and stuff like that. This was in 1974, so that's only 42 years ago. So look at it today, you still got segregation in New York City, one of the biggest cities in America, and dealing with segregated schools. It's not a southern thing, it's a northern thing.
I believe it was Oklahoma. What was it? Oklahoma? What school was that? What college was that? The campus where
Missouri?
Where the students dressed up as like the KKK at a hockey. Was it Halloween?
Oh, I thought he was talking about Missouri, because there was something going on with Missouri too about, I don't think it was segregation, but there was I think they had a protest. I don't know if you remember it last year.
What was that about?
University of Missouri.
What happened?
No, the University of Missouri, they would have had a protest. Maybe, I don't think it had nothing to do with segregation. I don't know if you was referring to that.
No, I don't remember that. I was trying to, but anyway, I believe it was like Oklahoma. They all dressed up like the KKK. There's another one where these college girls thought it was funny to put on blackface, and somehow the paint or whatever it was they put on their face got stuck. They couldn't get it off.
Yeah, the blackface. Yeah, that's going on. Yeah, that's been going on in college campuses. I think I wrote a blog about the magazine about the birth of a nation, because last year it came out in 1915. The last year was 100 years of the birth of the nation. Because I wrote about how college students, they be having these parties like ghetto parties. They be mocking black culture.
Right.
Kid, I don't know if you was referring to that, with people dressing up in black faces and mocking black culture and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's man, it's amazing, man. Like, there's nothing new under the sun. The more you try to say things change. I hope our people have learned from the Obama administration, because people thought a lot of stuff was going to change when Obama became president. I tried to warn them. I kept trying to tell them, look, things don't change just because you put one of us in office. It don't work like that. You got to get into the powers that be, the people beyond the president, in order to make things really change. You got to get into the CIA and FBI and all that, and even beyond that. But our people wouldn't listen, and this is the reason why these things continue to happen. This is gonna wrap it up though for the Goodfellas Report. It's Victor Morrow signing off with Rashad Mitchell. We'll be back next week, Tuesday, 8:30. Stay tuned. We got some updates coming up, and I'm gonna be making some announcements soon. So stay tuned. Stay in touch.